It was our anniversary, a date we never forgot. I wanted to surprise her, so I booked a secluded cabin perched on the edge of a windswept cliff. It was picturesque, the kind of place you'd see on postcards, a little wooden retreat with a fireplace and a view of the crashing waves below. When I arrived, the owner handed me a single key on an old, tarnished ring. She smiled too much, her teeth slightly crooked, and said, "It's quiet out here. Perfect for remembering." I didn't ask what she meant, but something about her tone stuck as I unpacked. It was supposed to be a peaceful anniversary getaway, but something about the place felt not right. The first night, I lit a fire and set the table. I placed her favorite flowers in the center, lilies, always lilies, and cooked her favorite meal. As the wind howled outside, I poured 2 glasses of wine and waited. It felt strange, sitting there alone in the glow of the candlelight. But I told myself this was about honoring the memories. After all, it had been a year since the accident. Later I opened the door, the night stared back at me, empty and endless. The trees swayed, their skeletal branches casting shadows that writhed like living things. No one was there. Yet when I looked down, the floor was streaked with long, uneven marks, as if something heavy had been dragged across it, leading to the door and stopping there. I shut the door and locked it, my hands trembling. Sitting back at the table, I tried to calm myself, but then I noticed something I hadn't before. The chair across from me, the one I'd left empty, was pulled out slightly. The glass of wine I poured for her was empty. A shiver ran through me as I heard it, a soft, familiar purring sound. Her purring sound. It came from behind me. Slowly, I turned, and there she was. Not the vibrant, laughing woman I remembered, but a frail, emaciated form, her eyes unblinking, locked onto mine. "You didn't wait for me," she whispered, her voice carrying the weight of all the lonely nights she must have spent waiting on the other side. I stumbled back, knocking over the chair. I'm sorry," I said, my voice barely audible. "I didn't know." "You promised," she said, stepping closer, her feet silent on the wooden floor. "You promised we'd always celebrate together." I wanted to run, but the cabin seemed to stretch infinitely, the walls closing in. Her shadow loomed larger, swallowing the dim candlelight until I was left in near darkness. The last thing I saw was her hand reaching for mine, as it dragged me into a silence deeper than the woods outside. I don't know if anyone will find the cabin. If they do, they'll see the table still set, the candles burned down to stubs, and 2 glasses of wine, one untouched, the other tipped over, staining the wood with a dark red bloom.